Hello lurkers and hello all you archaeologists. I'm John Proxy. I'm trying to complete all the Final Fantasies, including this, Final Fantasy IV, my Final Fantasy adventure. I'm playing Final Fantasy, let's continue. In fact, I'm hoping to complete this particular Final Fantasy today. What's the plan? Why was I in a dungeon? It was the Sylph Cave. Oh yes, that was the last thing I did, wasn't it? I cleared the Sylph Cave. I'm trying to do all the side quests before completing the moon. Where did we leave the car? So first things first, I'm gonna go see Yang. I'm gonna go see Yang's wife even. Tell her that Yang's alive. Oh yes, of course. I need to turn the fast forward thing on. Always forget. Right. There you go. Just gonna have to pause the game briefly to do that. Enable speed hack. Lovely. Fly. Go back to the game. Hello, Uchi. I don't know how long it's going to take me, but I'm planning on finishing this game today. And then I'll do some bird game. I'm good. My neck is a little bit better. I don't know what I said about my neck. I twinged it. I don't know if that's the... There was a twinge in my neck when I turned it too fast. And it hurt me for several days. I don't know how you describe that, but it was bad. But other than that, I'm okay. Yeah. First recording of the day. Not the highest energy right now. Woke up at like 1. But let's move the cursor off the screen. So I watch wrestling, right? I was saying this to somebody yesterday, and like I see like 50-year-olds doing suplexes and shit, and then I'm like, I hurt my neck just turning it to one screen to another. Like how the fuck? Death's Door is amazing. Which is, I'm trying to only play Death's Door when I think people will be about, but I'm a bit rubbish at predicting when people are going to be about. So I could be playing it now. I decided I should finish this game because it's near the end. It's like, isn't that stupid? Like, sleeping should be the easiest activity. Stupid human body. I think it might have been Death's Door as well, because every time you die it goes death, and I was looking at the other screen quickly to say death. I can't believe I have a little edgelord in my party. Right. I'm just trying to find somebody's wife. That's where the crystal would be if my team weren't incompetent. Right. Keep the map on. I swear it's up this tower. Isn't it in? No, there's no way out of this inn. Oh, is it one of those doors I can't see on the map? I mean, I'll buy them all, but it's a bit of a waste of money. I've got enough. Okay, I'm doing pretty good for those things. Sometimes doors don't show up on maps, and that's a really weird design decision. It shows ladders, just not doors. Right. Now, I've clearly missed something. I am alive. Oh, what? No, I keep going to the same 3 places. Is that a bad way to start stream? Okay. Gonna blame Minecraft for these weird... What? For these weird layouts. Because you want your Minecraft castle to be interesting laid out. That was my reasoning. This is Yang's wife. Why, thank you. You came all this way just to return that. Here, let me give you something in return. I'm sure you can find a use for it. I've got a knife. So apparently, don't worry about me. I'll be fine. Just tell my husband of mine to hurry up and get himself back into fighting strength. Okay. Well, actually, a well-maintained blade. This I can use. So the knife you can't use in combat, but you can throw it for like loads of damage. So that's cool. So I have. Who uses the moonblade thing? Okay, no, I was back. Key items. Draw. What the hell does draw attacks mean? What the hell's level lust? Focus, however, is amazing. I should give focus to somebody. I'm not sure who yet. Maybe Edge. But Edge can throw shurikens and knives. As long as I keep buying them. Right, so I may look online, see what next side quest I should do. There's a whole bunch. Yes. Cool. You know what that means? It means I forgot to do a thing. I should grab a thing from a different scene. Hang on, let me do a little cut. No, don't worry, I'm not going. I should turn the thank you thing off though. Okay, hang on just a second. Where are you? This. That's the one. I want to copy that across. A copy. Reference. Oh, it was already there. Well, I didn't know that. Hang on, I need to add it to my my thingy. How do I do that? Won't be a second. Okay. What are we looking for? Playlist. We can change that to can't see chat, and I'll change that to that. Cool. That's all I wanted. Now if I alt tab and I can't see chat. Okay, but what I'll do is I'll stay keeping the cut. I'm looking at side quests, so I literally can't see chat right now. But I'll keep talking. So, finding and receiving the stone blade. Okay, stone blade FF4. Stone blade. Is there a Nah. Okay, I don't care about the stone blade. Cool, we'll ignore that one. Asher and Leviathan I already have. Excalibur I already have. Odin. Okay, let's search for Odin. East wing of Baron Castle. That's all I want to know. Cool. I'll do for now. Right. Sorry about that. I'm going to Baron Castle, which is a thing I thought to do anyway, but whatever. Also, I should probably look at these folk. Probably should sleep in the inn. I think I thought I did. No, I'm gonna sleep in the inn. So yeah, I remember the king, the ghost of the king, told me to return, and I tried doing that, but I didn't go to the right part of Baron. So I'm guessing that's what that's about. Best be moving. I might just have to do some training. Because, yeah, I went to the moon before and it was terrifying. People hit me really hard. I didn't appreciate it at all. Would have been quicker going the other way around. Right. I still can't believe we really went to the moon. It is quite weird. I'm not really sure where I'm going, but I'll have a search around. It's just about Sid. Go up the tower, lickety-split. Ooh. Good. Echoes are good though. We're at the East Tower. What else is there to do on the east side of the castle? I don't want to look up exactly where to go. Oh, this looks promising. You've come at last. Your Majesty. Do not look upon me with such sadness, Cecil. The fiend slew me, yes, and robbed me of my earthen vessel, but my mind lives on now, and for eternity. Sounds like torture to me. I am an Eidolon now, and I would aid you, should the summoner who accompanies you wish to call upon it. My blade is ever yours. How did you become an Eidolon? The code dictates that I must first test your strength, and so I shall. It's Odin! Shouldn't have been that much of a surprise. I was looking in the Odin section. He's only got 4 legs. God, I don't know. He just immediately killed Rosa. Maybe I should give Ninja focus in. Because none of his spells I'd really want to spam. It's not that strong though. Light magic. I want to push. Let's kill everyone. Santetsuken! Okay, Odin is strong. Odin's pretty strong. I don't even know if I could last 3 turns. I may just have to do some training. What level are we? Can we talk to them without actually Okay, I want to shell everyone. Actually, I think I want to protect everyone, but never mind. I want to slow him. Got Excalibur, that's why it's haste him as well. Okay, well, and he's just going to kill my entire party now. Yeah. Yeah, alright, we're going to do some training. Going to click off screen quickly. What's the last thing to do? I think it's Bahamut. I think you can get another party member. No, I'm... Sorry. We know the way at least now. What? Oh, I knew that. Cool. I don't want to train in the South Cave though, because it's a really long place. That was neat. What level would we want to be? Okay, I'm gonna use... I'm gonna look up quickly what the hell half of these things do. So it won't be a second. Okay. So draw. Okay. Oh, it's like a one for drawing attacks. That makes sense. That could be useful. Okay, level lust. Gain more XP from battles. Well, that should definitely go on somebody. Okay, that's all I care about. Kick. And a whole bunch of stuff we never got. Fair enough. Right, draw attacks is fairly obvious. It's like it draws the attacks of certain enemies. It's a defensive thing. Level lust. Who would I want level lust on? I think I would want it on Rosa. Maybe Edge because it's the lowest. if I simply must have Edge on my team. Okay. So he's got... What? Oh yeah, we've got Twin Cast, yeah, of course. She's the only one with the actual space for a thing. I'm not putting focus on her. I'll just throw away something, not throw. Let's save my game. Then use it. Sure. Do you actually have to use it like an ability? Focus. Okay, items. I guess, how often do I use steel? Oh, that's annoying. I didn't even... Okay, well, I didn't... Okay. Now we know. Let's load our game. We won't put level S on him. Put it on her. Focus on Edge. Might be better on Cecil, but I think Cecil can just hit people with his Excalibur and it's good enough. Or it might be really useful on like Kane, which I'm going to get back at some point, I'm sure. But I'd like Edge to be useful. And Kane is his Dragoon thing. What are we doing now? Some training? Yeah, I did have another page for like advice and stuff. So I'm just going to quickly look off to see if there's like I can find that Reddit page of Final Fantasy IV Endgame. Reddit Final Fantasy IV things to do before Moon. Somebody had like a list and it was quite good. I don't know, the moon's a good place to grind, but it's kind of scary just being on the moon. I don't think I can find it. Fantasy IV Endgame, and I'll put Odin there as well. That's Record Keeper. Fancy IV. Come on. Right, I guess I should just do some... yeah, I can't find it. There's a shame. Moon, knife, Odin. Oh, I can't find it. That's a shame. It's just, I think it's just Odin and Bahamut then. I was just wondering if there was any like other stuff I should be doing. Okay. Let's stop faffing about. Should we go to the moon or should I train underground? Don't clunk the table, John. Let's briefly go underground. Yeah, don't put your knee there, John. Where would I want to go? One of these caves, I expect. Apart from all the lava. Yeah, look how strong Excalibur is. Now attack. Okay, focus is good. Now, with focus, he can do as much damage as Excalibur can in one turn. Oh, shit, I can't see chat. Sorry. Okay. Am I doing a little bit of training? Yeah, just a tad. Maybe I'll just level up everyone once. Just here, because I can't afford to travel. Might not get enough experience from here, to be honest, for it to be worth it. Oops. That was on the lava. Let's see. $6,000 experience. See how much we get for these. Well, Cecil leveled up, so I'm getting something from it. It's just not the most interesting activity in the world. Right, I'm going to try a different place to see how much XP we get from other places. Use a tent. We'll buy more tents and stuff as well. It's getting intense. Slightly more dangerous. but also slightly more annoying. Okay, I didn't... Yes, sure enough. I didn't actually read how much damage, how much experience I got then. Okay, these are kind of scary. And one of us just healed that. The Chimera brains are kind of scary. So there's a downside to training here. Ah, fuck 'em. See, if I'm running away from fights, I'm not training, am I? I just wanted to know how much damage I did. Are there fights in here? Okay, bats. I can safely fight bats. Stop healing the bats. It is more experience. Let's check out the Sylph Cave. Oh, we're also outside, yeah. These are kind of dangerous though. Ah, it's been like 40 minutes already. Oh, hang on. That was also 10,000. Okay, eye drops for Cecil. Golden needle. Edge. That got me nothing. Oh, here then. Let's check out the moon. How hard could it truly be to get to Bahamut? To the moon! We'll just fight outside for a bit. Does so little damage. Only 5,000. I was getting more experience. This feels almost familiar. Screw it. Well, let's just try and get to Bahama. Fuck, she's dead. Right, let's continue. Throw a shuriken in. Where's all my shurikens? Slow. What does that say? I've never breathed air so clean as the air that fills this cave. Oh, interesting. Cure ag, everyone. Oh, you know what I keep forgetting to do? Is that automatic? It says battle command. I didn't see it though. And I stopped talking for a bit because I was in trouble. Still am. Yeah, the moon is a scary place. This is a silly place. Right, there's a percentage missing. I don't know what that is. Oh, what are you? Slow. Ah, just use someone else, John. Right. Hopefully not in trouble anymore. Nope, just immediately back in trouble. This one random enemy is well strong. Okay, it was worth fucking loads. It's a shame somebody didn't survive it. Yeah, that was some poor clicking. He gets a lot of health. But we did heal some people, thankfully. Hopefully we're improving. Puts his strength down! But it makes him a lot more defensive. Start fighting this dude again. Enjoy your Genji gear. Cool, all that armor. Thanks for that game. Oh, it's a behemoth. Big Leviathan Behemoth, your cousin. I hate that this interrupts. It's strong, but it interrupts. It's really annoying. This is not a boss, it's just a random enemy. Actually, I have no idea what this does now that I think about it. Fucking hell, how much health does this dude have? Keeps fucking missing. Don't miss! God damn. How much have that should have been fucking a boatload of experience. It was quite a lot of experience, granted, but I'm running away from the next one. Do I have to get Odin before... I'll check actually. Do I have to get Odin before... Right, this is clearly a little bit too difficult for me considering how much that took out of me. So I'm going to go get the Moon Man. And just run away from all these fights. Which shouldn't be too difficult to run away from, to be honest, but... Oh yeah, I was gonna... Oh, never mind. I was gonna research which one was stronger, Bahamut or Odin, before I, you know, started the stream up again. Made myself a cup of tea, though. Yeah, this fucking place. You know what, I'm better off just letting them die, to be honest, in this particular game. Because now I'm fully healed, aren't I? No! Because they didn't all die at once! That's really annoying. No, you just get back what you had before as well, so... We're going to need some more Phoenix Downs and stuff as well. Oh yeah, we can sleep in here. Cool. I believe that brings people back to life. It does. Okay, thought they might give me something. Hurry to the moon! Mate, I'm not strong enough for the moon. Okay, oh, it's down there. That's still kind of expensive, to be honest. Anyway, we bought some more stuff. Oh, it doesn't matter which way down. Okay, let's go to Crystal Palace, which I think is somewhere up north, near London, or in London. I don't know. I have no idea. It's a football team, right? Oh, it's the middle. Oh, that's the Crystal Palace. Yeah. Right, that was one person I didn't want dead. I'm just gonna let everyone die. See where this takes us first. Stop killing her! That's better. Even these fights are kind of hard. Oh, the music is great. Yeah, I did notice that Edge had no mana. Interesting. It's a lunar curtain. Leviathan is good. Nice. Any more apples or anything? MP. HP. I do. Oh, look at you. Oh, I was supposed to buy more shurikens. Slow. I can all about these guys. So we should save our game. I picked the wrong way, or the right way, which is the wrong way. Okay, use a remedy. I can't remember where the hell that is. An antidote even. We're getting our levels out. Fuck's sake. To keep using antidotes. No, I don't want to become famous. That sounds terrible. You're banned. Okay. There we go. Everyone is healed up. I'm confident this is the wisest course of action. Just get so many attacks. Being very lazy, but a coward. Oh. Not needed. Look at this crystal palace. It really is crystal. HP and status restored. Well, this is a neat place. MP stored. Cool. Kind of wish that could have been one thing, but whatever. At last! At last you've arrived. Who are you? I'm Fusoya, and I am charged with watching over the slumber of the Lunarians. Lunarians? Yes, we the people of the moon. Long ago the world lay between the red planet and the great behemoth stood at the verge of destruction both terrible and complete. The last survivors of the devastation boarded a ship and escaped to the Blue Planet. Blue Planet? The one you call home. But your planet was still in the midst of its evolution, you see. And so those travelers created a second moon for the planet, and there they settled into a long and quiet slumber. And they're the ones you call the Lunarians. Indeed. There were one among us who was loath to sleep. He thought it fit that we should simply raise... What? He thought it fit that we should simply raise all existing life on the Blue Planet and claim it as our own. That's horrible. Yes, and so I used my powers to force him into hibernation with the others, not lock him up or anything. Ah, this guy wants to genocide a planet. Alright, go to sleep, you. You've been very naughty. No genociding for you! But as he slept, his will grew stronger and took on a consciousness of its own. It reached out to men with tainted hearts on your planet, twisting them into beings yet darker still. And through them, he began to gather the crystals. So he was manipulating Gold Bez. Does this guy have a name? His name is Zemus. The crystals function as a source of energy, you see. I fear he has gathered them in order to activate the interdimensional elevator within the Tower of Babel. With it, he'll be able to transport the Giant of Babel to your planet and use it to extinguish all life there. Oh no! You've been very not... Hello, Kalexis. God, this... Did you hear what Rory said? Rory said we should just murder literally everyone on the planet. Oh, that Rory. He's a card. Did we do anything about it? We put him in his room. He's gonna think about what he's done. Fucking lock him up then, Fusoya. I don't... Zemus needs a first name, right? It's Rory Zemus. I just picked the name at random. Hello, Bruce. So my view account is lying to me again. Oh no! But do not be mistaken. His will is not that of all we Lunarians. The rest of us have been waiting quietly for your planet's people to progress to such a point that we might treat with one another as equals. I tried fighting, like, Odin, and Odin's really, really strong. And I tried getting to Bahamut, and the moon is very, very scary. So I was like, he's got to be better than not having a fifth party member. But we wait and sleep, dreaming of that day. A couple of spare augments with him. I probably do have a couple of spare ones, actually. I've been absolutely awful with the augment system. All the good augments that everyone says you should get, I haven't got because I didn't know you had to give people augments to get more augments. I'm not sure how you're supposed to know that without being told. Because you need to know who's leaving the party. I guess it makes sense in the remake in the sense that, oh, I'm replaying a game and I know who disappears. Fair enough, yes. I'll try Odin. And the lunar way. So I guess I know Furiosa's going to leave. So I'll put all the ones I don't like on him. And the lunar whale, where did it... Oh no, that's Cecil talking. And the lunar whale, where did it come from? Ah, the ship. My younger brother, Cluia, built that vessel long ago and flew it to the Blue Planet. He took with him several of our secrets. Just a couple, just like taking secrets of in places. Such as the ones employed in your Devil's Road, and in airships, a gift to your people. Gloria was fascinated by your planet, and wished to know more of it. And while he was there, he fell in love with the woman of your planet. I can see where this is going. She later bore him 2 children. Oh, I can see where this guy... I wasn't expecting 2 children, I was expecting 1 child. One of them was... Ah! What? Me? Then that voice I heard from Mount Ordeal... Okay, so... It's... I get... So they set up... They must have set up the entire of the Mount Ordeals... And left, like, a legend for the Mysterian people as well. Because otherwise... Because it's not like it's magic, it's just, like, future people from a different planet. But, like, everyone who goes to Mount Ordeals dies. Like, that was what the Mysidians told me anyway. Then, that voice I heard at Mount Ordeals was the spirit of your father. We can do that. We can be spirits as well. We have lots of magical powers, to be honest. We just don't like helping people very much. We're all really strong. It's just most of us are very lazy. Indeed, you are the very image of Clulia in his youth. So it was my father. He vested you his power so you might prevent Zemus's plot from coming to fruition. There was literally nothing else we could do. Yeah. Zemus must be stopped. For your planet's sake. But he must have done that years ago as well, before Zemus even started collecting the crystals. Timing's weird. For your planet's sake, and for that of my people as well, we must hurry to the Tower of Babel near Iblan. The tower? It's protected by some kind of barrier now. There's no way in. Oh, I see. So you go to the moon and come back. So I didn't know that. I should be able to bypass the barrier. We must not let the giant of Babel be unleashed upon your world. Now that I think about it, we should have probably just destroyed it. It doesn't really serve a decent purpose. The Lunarian joined my party. Let's see if I can fight Odin and not die immediately. Okay, what if Oh, is this going to take me to where my ship is? Yeah. Oh, you've got other moon crystals. We are the lunar crystals. Oh, that's a good point. Yeah. I don't know when I came back, but... The Lunarians rest deep beneath your feet, bound in a dream-filled sleep. Fusoya is their guardian, charged with preserving the tranquility of their slumber. He dare not wake any of them up, even though that would be really useful occasionally. Ah, I see. We 8 crystals. What I like about this bit is that it's the same as the 8 sages that are just randomly hanging around in Final Fantasy 1. We 8 crystals form the seal that binds Zemus in his sleep. I just like, because I've been going through all the Final Fantasies, I just like analysing their stories. It's interesting to see how they've evolved. Final Fantasy 3 and Final Fantasy 4 specifically feel like remixes of 1 and 2. Mainly 1, I won't lie, because 1 is where, weirdly, yeah, 2 invents all the cool, like, airships and chocobos and bombs, but 1 has all the, like, the cooler foundation with all the crystals and stuff, whereas 2 is just like, there's an emperor. Remember Star Wars? It's like him, but he looks nothing like him. Oh, but now the devil's made him stronger. And that's it. That's the entire plot of Final Fantasy 2. Also, there's a dickhead on your team who turns evil for no reason. It just goes, oh, fuck! The Emperor's way stronger than me. Never mind, I'm on your team. You're like, what? I thought you were enthralled. No, I just joined. Like in this, they make sure all the villains that are supposed to be sympathetic were all mysteriously, like, they've learned. There's good ideas in 2, but, because there is a plot, unlike 1, there is a plot, but it's all kind of reactive. You're going place to place and the Empire's just blowing shit up. Like, you meet the Emperor once because he captures one of your friends and you just immediately break out of prison. It's interesting, but it's like the Emperor is not a very good villain at all. It's compared to like basically everyone else in Final Fantasy. We8 crystals form the... Okay, no, we read that one. Yeah, I played them. I specifically played the PSP versions, but and I've got like access to, like with this, I've got a fast forward button. But I didn't save anywhere because I was cheating. But I did save in dungeons. What I didn't do is I didn't save mid fights because that's cheating. But I did make use of a save that could save anywhere and a fast forward button. Final Fantasy 3 without a fast forward button would be not fun at all, because that final dungeon is absurdly... I'm playing on hard mode, and I probably shouldn't be playing on hard mode, but anyway. Final Fantasy 3's end dungeon is absurd. Zemus has erected a barrier from within his prison, sealing off the moon's core. I'm tempted, because I'm about to hit 5 and 6, and 5 and 6, as far as I know, don't have remakes. But I'm tempted just to go with the fan projects that people do. I've got to read through everything. It's the lore. The moon is sustained by a delicate balance that exists between us and the 8 crystals of the blue planet. So now there's 16 crystals. They keep doubling up. Final Fantasy V will have 32 crystals. The panel at our centre is a transporter that leads to the moon's core, where Zemus is imprisoned. Okay, so yeah, we've got to go up the Tower of Babel to break the core, so we can get in. Zemus used gold bears, nothing like bears, as his pawn to gather the blue planet's crystals. Then he amplified the power by means of the Tower of Babel. Yeah, the dude did tell me that. Fair enough. Zemus is possessed of a fearsome will, even sealed within the bowels of the moon. His evil pulses with a life of its own. Fair enough. Right. Did I heal? My father, Lunarian, and that voice on Mount Ordeals. All those people dead. I can't escape road, right? Okay, I'm just going to be lazy and go to the bathroom while I drink some tea. I should probably check the dude's abilities, but we'll see him in fights soon enough. Oh, yes. So I should put augments on him. Yeah, because I don't have twin cast. I don't have any of the cool things. I see. Yeah, dual cast would have been really, really useful. I've probably been really, really poor. Okay, I've got draw and analyze. No, I've got draw, analyze, and kick. Draw has some utility to it. I'm never going to use those two, though. Oh, yes, sorry, I do have twin casts. I didn't get dual cast, bluff, or cry, because I just didn't realise I'd need to give them the augments. And bluff and cry would have been really good. I don't think I got counter. Hang on. Didn't I? Or did I just not? Oh, I do have counter. I just didn't put it on him. Fair enough, I do have counter. Yeah, I should have put it on him as soon as he got the Excalibur. What do I want to... I probably shouldn't use twin cast anymore. It's been very useful for Ultima, but... counter is going to be better, isn't it? I also like cover. Do you get more space? It's a bit tight, but it's actually the most interesting... Fair enough. Yeah. Alright, so hang on. Item... PIMs. Yeah, because draw attacks... I mean, draw attacks is just cover, basically, on Cecil. Analyze and kick on Fusoya. Yeah, unfortunately I don't have enough. And I need 2 for Fusoya, right? Yeah, I didn't want to use it. I've been looking up stuff now because I'm at end game. But yeah, I should have looked up how the augments worked. Fair enough. Okay, is there a quicker way out? Or do I have to go through this entire cave system again? Actually, what am I talking about? I need to train anyway. Probably should consider healing people. Yep, I've got the knife. I'm assuming I should have given focus to the Dragoon rather than Edge. I gave it to Edge because without throwing stuff, he wasn't very strong. Ooh, I've got Holy. Right, I'll try to actually use the items. Yeah, that's what I thought, because I just thought they kind of function identically, because jump takes like 3 rounds anyway, or however long it was, and Edge is kind of expensive if I have to keep buying shurikens. I will at the end of the game, because I assume there's nothing else for the money to do. But yeah, I don't have dual cast, which I imagine would have helped me out loads with a couple of bosses, which I struggled on. So I just had to train my way through. No, I didn't train. I had to be really sneaky with Ultima, basically. Although with Demon Wall, it turned out Ultima was useless. I was better off just spamming attacks with haste. But I didn't know that. It's just fun getting 9999 damage. Sure, it takes 2 people 3 turns to get there. Oh, where am I? Although, Demon Gate specifically cheats with this system. Like, to get anywhere, I needed to turn the speed to full. I had a hell of a time trying to... I had to turn the speed of the game to full, so my characters could have turns. Because he ignores, I play on, ATB, obviously. But, like, yeah, I had to put it to... Oh, no, I had to put it all the way to one of those ends. Otherwise, he just hits me really quickly. But yeah, and then as soon as I didn't use the ultimate tactic, I beat him first time. So I'm obviously just better off attacking than using ultimate, but it was fun using it anyway. My biggest problem with the bosses in this game is just quite a lot of them have a habit of just outright murdering my party. But even in menus, Demon Gate doesn't seem to care that you're using it. Oh, hang on, I didn't fill this room out. I can't bother that. Requires magic. Okay. That's gonna cost me. Phoenix. There we go. I like the music, the moon music. The moon... No, I don't want to fight slimes. I will actually control him at some point. Alright, fine, I will fight slimes. I just assumed I'd need magic to hurt them. Yeah, I just wanted my magic person to have an aggressive spell, that's why I gave it to him. Did Fusoya just immediately die? The onions. Oh, you know what? I'm better off just letting him die. Kind of a weakness of this system, to be honest. That, like, as long as I was full health before the battles, yeah. Being lazy, John. Use the potions. Use the potions, John. Yeah, and you can't use escape rope because it takes you out the door you came from. I think, unless they fix that. What is this? Oh yeah! I just realised it was like an important fight. I didn't consider that. Should have turned auto off faster. One of them just immediately died. I just attacked on his fine. I'm gonna overkill the fuck out of you. How did I die against these guys? But yeah, it's within the habit of the hard mode of this game to have an enemy come out and go, yeah, 2000 damage to all of you, first move. The randomness in this could be smoothed out a little. I can't remember which enemy. There's a particular boss. No, I reckon a couple of bosses have done it, where they just keep using their strongest move, like a couple of times in a row. Oh, so an entire pudding. Alright, fine. We might as well just use Leviathan. Nah, that's just auto battle. I don't know him for that. Were they just really old flans? There's my ship. Let us rest. Cool. Where are we going now? What's going on? It's the Tower of Babel. We were too late. Hang on, so Zemus was mind controlling, I've forgotten his name now, matey Jim, Barry, Golbez. Zemus was mind controlling Golbez, who was mind controlling Kane. That seems, that very much feels like me using my computer at home to control my computer at work, to control a third computer. The Mac. What? What? Sorry, the giant has come. That's cool. Fusoya, why did the giant exist? No. This can't be happening. Isn't there anything we can do? What's that? Dwarves, we fight for the earth, our home, and the mother of us all. Lally-ho! Yang's back. Yang, you should not be out here. You push yourself too hard. Just sink down. He's got a double wide chair and everything. I'm fine. And even were I not, this is no time to be lounging in bed. Nothing to worry about. Sid's here to help. All engines full power. Sir! Why do they all have Sid lips? Who decided that was a good idea? They look terrifying. Just noticed that. Haha! Did you miss me? Our elder lifted the spell on us! He could have done it immediately, but he was like, nah, I'll leave it a couple of days first. It's very annoying. This is not a burden to bear alone. This is the... Why did he get to do it? Because when you select them, you get an item list as well. Did I have the chance to save him? This is a battle for all who live and breathe upon this planet. This is actually a really cool moment. 3 has this as well. It's sort of in a different place, but it works the same. Right after you fight, right before you fight Cloud of Darkness, to get through a mirror, you're frozen, and all your allies have to immediately appear and be like, yeah, we're gonna help. Actually, the funniest example is I played Ys. I've been playing the Ys games, and Memories of Kelketa. You have to do a final fight up a mountain, because you're throwing the one ring down a volcano, and like a load of people turn up right at the start of the mountain just so they can fight people along the way up the mountain, and it's like a bit contrived. It's this actually does it better because there's like a giant thing, we're all gonna help, but like it felt very much like an Ys. Nah, it's fine, I can take these guys, I don't really need your help, guys. Cecile, let me show you the courage to help me find. It seems like a precursor to how weapons are viewed. They all came to fight. The giant, it staggered. Oh, did I never get to see what his moves were? I didn't realise he disappeared so quickly. Then this is our chance. We can get inside the accursed thing. Right, then we can slice up whatever controls it from the inside. We're going to need your help, Sid. Bloody music. Bloody Knight Rider here. Take us into the giant's mouth. And who's this old-timer white-haired thing he is holding me about? His name is Fusoya. He's from the moon. The moon? We've no time. Can you get us near enough to jump? Can fish swim? Who do you think you're talking to? It probably still looks better in the PSP version, but it's charming. 3DS. Well then, best hold on tight. I know Sid certainly looks a lot better on the PSP version. Now's our chance! Go Wayne. Q17, I'm thinking. Have you seen Clockwork Soldiers before? Okay. Sort of generic stuff. Okay, let's turn manual off. You were surprised. Okay. Oh, he gets both the types of magic though. Meteor! Also, Edge is dead. No, I want to be... I think I might just let him die. Do this fight again. Three X potions from revealing this room. Former Shuriken. Cool. Oh, I see. That's strong. Should have slowed them. He'd be good if he didn't immediately die. Cool. We'd replaced dungeon. Okay, it's these fans. I didn't do very well last time. Meteor. Triple whammy. Cool. Should have definitely healed before that. What are we doing? What are we doing? What are we doing? Please now. Nice. Ooh, what are you? I think I missed. He missed, certainly. Should I let them all die, shouldn't I? Yoshi! No quick way to use this move. One. Find out. In the belly of the beast. Okay, let's try this again. Try a run instead. Right, let's bring everyone back. Oh, second. Why is there so much up? P. I think your spells are more expensive. Right. Fuck laser beams. Going to the giant's groin. Inner passage. Yeah, I know what that means, mate. Fuck this team. I'm not fighting lasers anymore. Ooh. Gale. Dragons are strong. I have to assume that's where the boss is. Oh, they're clockwork dragons. No effect. Oh, it's gonna have no effect, isn't it? Welcome. Delicious bomb crank. I'll get a few more. Oh, was that a save point?